everyone. I am in the process of seeing if we can get our live going in the Facebook groups. Seem to have some perpetual issues with Facebook, of course. Okay, let me just test something real quick. Seems like it is not liking what I'm sharing. Hang on. Okay. I think in the Facebook group, it is not sharing my screen. All right, so I'm going to end that and see if I can do that a different way. One of these days, all of these things will work, and that will be glorious. Until then, I will post that. Okay. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, so today we are here to talk about Inventory Falcon. We've done one session on Inventory Falcon. We're just kind of repeating these sessions, making sure everybody has an opportunity to learn about that. So currently we are on the Inventory Falcon dashboard. The dashboard is a newer feature. I like this, like it has a lot of information here. Most of it right here, this missing data piece, is something that you really want to pay attention to. As they are building out the reporting function down here, which is coming very soon, you need to have certain elements of data in there about all of your products. And so getting a head start by coming in and filling out this missing data is going to really help you have more accurate reporting when that comes into play. If I go into the fill data area, you can do this by going in and basically playing this game, but it's basically just filling out information about the products. So your cost. So this would be $3. The source, where you bought it from, how many you bought, and then you can load in the product details to go grab the length, width, height, and weight if it's in the system. Any additional costs that you had, like prep costs, your purchase date, and then you can go to the next one. If you don't want to do those items one by one, you can actually upload a CSV file. So what I did is I went to my repricer, which I use Flash Pricer, and I downloaded a spreadsheet from them and then just copied the columns I needed, like by cost. So I could get my by cost into the system a little more quickly. Obviously, you see I have a ton of items that are missing data. And some of these are really old products, like products that I don't currently sell. So it's not as critical for me to get all of those done, but just the ones for this fiscal year. So January to December, so that my books and my profit and loss and all that looks really great. So just wanted to mention that because it is something that once those reports come out, they're going to be skewed if you don't have your cost of goods entered in. So you definitely want to do that. All right, so let's go over here to the add and send items and just go through a process of adding items into a shipment in Inventory Falcon. So we're gonna click Start a New Batch, and a batch you can do no batch if you just want to enter items and get them into your catalog. You can just do the no batch. A batch is if we're going to ship these items over to Walmart. This is the process to create the items in your catalog and create the shipment. So if you're used to like Inventory Lab or Boxum or one of those softwares that kind of does that whole process, Scan Power being another one, this is the same similar process. So we're just going to call this IF demo, and then we're going to create it. And so over here on the right-hand side are where the items are going to come in as I add them to my catalog. So we can search by barcode, we can search by product name, item ID, or SKU. So we'll do one for each one of those. So I grabbed a bunch of just miscellaneous items sitting around my warehouse. No idea if they're on Walmart or not, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to scan this first one. Should be Ziploc bags, but we'll see. See if it shows up. And so it's searching for it, and it may not find it, and that's okay. Okay, so we've got some choices. Ziploc bags. These happen to be holiday versions, so I'm not seeing that by UPC. So let's just go in and search by product name. Let's just put in Ziploc holiday. And we can search and see if we find products there. Okay, so these are, what size are they? Quart size. We have storage bags, freezer bags. Those are gallons. Yeah, that looks like our choices. So we'll do these holiday slider storage quart bags. So I select that. It will bring up this view. I don't know what word I was looking for, where I need to enter in product information that's missing. So anything that is in red is a required field. Anything in orange is optional. However, you do want to enter your source information. That way you get reports on like profitable suppliers and things like that. You want to enter your cost information so that your cost of goods is in there for profit and loss. And then if you have additional costs, such as prep costs, you could add those here. We don't have that because we have staff that prep for us. I mean, we have a prep cost, but that's figured separately. We then want to update our SKU or enter our SKU. So we have the ability to basically create a SKU, like just type it freehand. Or we can actually use the SKU builder functionality. And we can go in and we can configure what are the fields that I want to use in my SKU. So I put source, I put cost, I put expiration date if it had it. I could probably put like a note in here as well. I can move these around. Maybe I want my cost at the end. That kind of thing. Save this. And then, so that would mean I need to write something in the note. So I'm going to put Ziploc quart. And then when I hit apply in my SKU builder, it's going to take the first few letters of the source and then the first few letters of my note. And then, I don't know what was my third thing, expiration date. So this didn't have an expiration date. So it just says ED, no expiration date, and then $3 for my buy cost. So that gets that information done pretty quickly. If you have had issues with getting an error in Walmart saying, hey, the SKU already exists, like you need to, update with a full item setup, blah, blah, blah. You can get around that using Inventory Falcon by checking this box, which is the SKU update box. It will bring in potentially additional fields that are required for you to fill out, but it will get you past that error. So that's kind of a nice little trick to have up your sleeve to try to get some things processed more quickly. Next, we're going to put in our selling price. We can look and see what the buy box price is. Okay, $9.99. We'll just say that that's okay. Put in the quantity that I bought. Maybe I bought 10. And then we have this product type. So let's see. Ziploc is probably not going to be in here. Probably like storage bags, disposable storage bags. That looks good. It's unfortunate that they are asking for that because it's sometimes hard for my brain to like think about what category is this in. For example, I was putting in some DVDs and I kept typing in DVD, Blu-ray, and I was like, why is there not a category for this? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me that it's under movies, and movies was not a word in my brain as I was going through that stuff. All right, so now that we don't have any red, we can actually click this add item button, and it's going to throw that item over into our list on the right. So this is basically like our shipment plan. It's gonna like sit here and spin. It has to like process this on the Walmart platform. So we're just gonna go on and add our next item while we wait to see if there's any issues with this item. If we get a green check mark, it's in our system as Walmart's fulfilled and we don't have to do anything else. If we get an orange or a red, then that's a problem. All right, so let's go to our next item. Let's see. Let's try this. These are some Lysol wipes. There they are right there. We're going to select them. Also, while I'm talking, if you have any questions, feel free to put those into the chat, and I will definitely try to get to all those questions that I see in the chat. If you're on Facebook, I won't see Facebook questions, but I'll come back and answer those after. But if you're on YouTube, you should be able to see add questions or comments. Okay. So here we have this item. It's not really worth very much. We're going to play pretend that I got it for $1. Still probably not great. Again, we can use our SKU builder. If I hit apply and I haven't put anything in that note, then I get that empty space. So I might want to come back here and put Lysol wipes. Apply it again, and we get that updated. Let's say we only bought 5 of these. We'll look down, and here, we're going to have to I'm going to put wipes in first. Cleaning cloths and wipes. Okay, everything on that looks filled out, so we'll add that item. And then we'll try to add this. These are some dog treats. And again, as soon as it comes up, here we go. Make sure we have our source, our price. Again, we're going to kind of play pretend on this one. Add some notes. Blue buffalo treats. I will say, say you had blue buffalo treats and chicken and beef and different flavors. You'd have to be careful because then your SKUs are going to start looking the same. So you might have to actually go in here and edit. So I might want to put blue buffalo chicken and kind of just edit it a little bit. It's still less typing using the SKU builder than typing everything by hand. But just keep that in mind because we're only using the first few digits, first few letters of each of those things. I'm going to buy even less of these. I'm going to say 3. And that came up as dog treats. I didn't even have to do anything. And we're going to add that. And so these are going to sit here and go through processing. Sometimes it feels like it takes a while. And it's just a Walmart, data exchange thing. We typically try to just keep entering And then by the time we get kind of to the end of our, cart or whatever we're working on, then we can go back and start analyzing ones and see like, are they good to go or not. So I'm just going to kind of let those process here. For me, I'll just say for me, Inventory Falcon has really saved us a ton of time. We're able to get our products into the Walmart system much faster and create shipments much faster this way. We can also add items from our catalog to batch. So if I do that, it's going to allow me to search this by SKU. I don't see if I probably cannot think of a SKU off the top of my head. That if you hang on a second, I will get one. Maybe. Let's see. Wow, those are processing. I'm sorry, I'm going to go into my Walmart account to get an actual SKU that we have sold. And I'll just show you guys, even though these are kind of spinning, let me just pop this over here. This is my Walmart catalog. We can see the first two have already been added. Again, it's just, Walmart is just very slow with information exchange from a technical side. So sometimes things just don't appear as quickly as we would like them to. Okay, so I found a SKU. So I just pop my SKU in, and then here it is, and then I can select that, and that's all I have to do because I've already put that information in once. Where did it go? Let me try that again. Oh, I might have. Oh, it is unpublished. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's unpublished in my catalog. Let me find one that's published. Here we go. We'll do this one. Add item from catalog, because you can't add an unpublished one. That's a Squishmallow, and look, it's already here and ready to go. So when you're replanting, you don't have to go through that technical process of like adding and adding and adding and adding. Ugh, that was dumb of me. Sorry. Let me go to my demo here. I hit refresh and it kind of took it off the screen. So once all these pop in, we'll be able to move forward. You can see that right now I have a total number of units showing here. So that's the total number of units that we put in. We have a total sales price, a total cost price, and a total profit. Obviously, we kind of played pretend a little bit, so our profit's not great. We should have a much better profit than that. How do I update the selling price and quantity after you've added it to your catalog and it's published? Okay, so if you're entering it here and you're putting it directly into a shipment, you're putting the cost that you want to sell it for and the quantity in as you add it in. This one that I added from my catalog, I would hit this edit button and I could change the selling price. Like, let's say the selling price has gone up. I could change that and I could add the quantity here. Looks like it didn't come in with this information. So I'll just add some nonsense here. And then the brand. That's interesting. Brand is missing or invalid. So we have main image is gone. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to select some crazy picture. I don't have a URL to do right now, so I would have to go to this item. Let's see, open Walmart. looks like they pulled this listing down. So, but you should only have to go in and change the price and the quantity here. Now, if you are just adding items, like not in a batch to be shipped in, like you're just adding them to add to your catalog, then you're actually going to go into your catalog. Let me go pull this back over here. And from your catalog, you should be able to just click on the price and edit the price. And then on quantity, you only want to edit the quantity if it's seller fulfilled. Because if you're shipping it in, quantity gets added when you create your shipment. If you add them here, that means I have them for sale, like in my hand, and I'm going to ship them to the customer myself. So I don't want to edit quantity if it's a WFS item. I only do that when I actually select it to be shipped, but you can edit the price here. So Walmart must have something going on today because this is very excessively long. Oh, we just had one actually pop in. That's great. But this is really long for Walmart. Normally, this process takes a few minutes, but not this long. But I'm going to give it just another minute or two. I'm happy to answer other questions while we're waiting for this to actually process. I'm going to take the Squishmallow off because it's probably going to give us errors when it comes through. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and take these other two off as well because I just want to show you the process, what happens when you have everything in. So we're just going to pretend that we have like multiple items entered. From here, you're going to go down to send all items. You'll enter your address and then your expected delivery date. I typically do a week from when I'm going to ship it out. And then I hit this create button. And when I hit this create button, what it's doing is it's saying, we're going to take this over to your Walmart seller account and we're going to create the items for you. Did I say that you can edit the quantity during the shipment process? You can edit the quantity before you hit that button that I just hit. So you can go in and you can edit those quantities. Once you hit the button, we're going to go view the shipment in Seller Center, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here we have our order. We can look at this view summary that has how many units I'm sending in. If I choose set up here, this is going to be actually sending these items in, but I can edit the units right here. So if I was like, oh, I really had 5. So I can change this, but I can only change it by 6 units one way or another. So I can add 6, subtract 6. So I can change the units here if I screwed up or I picked up a few more before I go to the next step of the shipment process. But all of the items that you had entered over an Inventory Falcon would show up here in the shipment. And then you just complete the shipment like you normally do in Seller Center. So it just kind of does the work of picking the items that are going to be in the shipment by doing them here in your add and send items area. All right. So that's kind of the overview of Inventory Falcon. Are there any other questions that you have? So you can, search for items many different ways. You can pull them from your catalog to add to the shipment without having to go through the kind of process again. And then you can just really quickly move that over into a shipment. Edit your quantities a little bit if you need to, and you're ready to go. Okay, hope this was helpful. We will be back on Tuesday. I think we're going to probably talk about Histamart on Tuesday. Thursday, we're going to do live sourcing again. So I'm going to do live sourcing once a week moving forward. I might throw another one in depending on my schedule. But for right now, Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m., I will be back here live to talk about everything Walmart software. Thanks for joining.